So if any one of you has any question before I move on to the next section, and I might need to speed things a bit in order to have the time for the Q&A session. No? Okay. So let's talk about some of the experiences and lesson learned. So before I jump into that, I want to share one story with you guys. Um, so how we can actually stand out from the crowd. So let's assume there are 300 people which are graduating from one university, and there are multiple universities. So you can actually uh, see how many people are actually graduating for that particular time frame, and that's only your country, right? And you can actually multiply to the different countries. How you can actually stand out, uh, especially when you are a fresh graduate. So that's one of the question which was being asked by a fresh graduate, how I can actually build up my resume, what I should write on my resume, because currently I don't have any experience, right? um, and only people write about is their final year project, or some technologies where they have worked on. That's it, right? So how you can actually build and write that resume, right? And make it appealing to the recruiters, and and stand out from the crowd, right? So what you can do is so one of my posts is on LinkedIn is actually added that comment where I said that you have to decorate it with some side projects. So you so once we do not have any experience, so it's we have time and we can actually engage ourselves in some of the side projects which are going on. So there are a lot of communities which are working on many exciting things, so you can be part of that side project, and actually mention that within your resume that you have worked on these particular technologies. Next thing I would recommend you is attempt the certifications. um, I was when I graduated, I get a chance to being interviewed at the Google and Microsoft. Unfortunately, I blew that thing up. That's an entirely different story. But why those companies provided me a chance compared to a lot of other resources out there? So what one thing which I noticed in my resume was that I had that certification, Sun certification, Sun Java certification. So that really makes me stand out from the crowd, right? Even before graduation, I have that certification in my belt. So that's really create a solid impression on the recruiter that this guy knows this stuff, right? So we do not have to invest a lot of time, as, at least on the technological aspect, right? So whenever you join an organization, you have to adapt yourself, right? So each organization has its own culture. uh, Teams have different mindsets, so you have to actually adapt yourself to that mindset if you want to be a team player and want to really work well with that team, right? So that's one thing which I just wanted to explain to you guys. So so as we progress along our career, so these are different stages which are being shown in this graph, and it's not my graph. I've actually copied it from the internet, and this is the reason why I left the original author's remarks there. So there are people with different mindsets, right? Some people start slow, but they have that right mindset and the right direction where they want to go. So you can see that their curve initially is it's pretty low, because they are really investing on themselves, and they are really exploring themselves, what they want to do, what they want to achieve. things like that, and they are investing in themselves, right? And once they identify what they want to do and they find that passion for work, it really boosts things up, and it really help you make progress by leaps and bounds. And one thing which I have noticed is that as we develop seniority, as we understand the tools and technologies, we start to think ourselves that we are now the masters and we know everything, and we are the experts, right? So once you have that frame of mind, what I feel is that your learning actually stops there, and or it really slows that down, right? So always have that eagerness to learn. So according to Steve Jobs, stay hungry, stay foolish, and really start, really explore yourself and what's going on, what others people are working. So do not uh, satisfy or assume that this is it, this is the end destination, right? So once you have that mindset, it becomes really easier for you to make progress, right? So it has to be a balance between a knowledge and the expertise. So you should start also give respect to your the opinion of your colleagues and coworkers, because sometimes we need that second opinion, so we are not really looking at it. So if you look at, let me give you an example of a coin. So if you are looking at from one side, the other guy is looking from the other side, so both of them are actually right and they are giving their opinion, what they are seeing, right? So in order to understand what other guy is saying or the other person is saying, you have to go into that side and look at it from his perspective in order to understand, right? So this is what I have observed, that when we feel uh, and that person doesn't have to be a senior resource than you, right? So it can be a junior resource who might have a fresh idea, fresh thinking, fresh perspective. He can actually guide you and give you a better solution, and that has happened with me. I'm giving you a real example, right? So we should start accepting the ideas and let others uh, share their opinion. And also one problem which I have noticed is that being the senior, what we do is we call the meeting and we present our idea first, and then ask, so this is my this is what I think, this is the problem, and this is what I think it should be, but I wanted to have your opinion. So according to Simon Sinek, this is wrong. So you have to first give others the chance to speak and then give your idea. So this is really important. It gives everybody else the chance to speak, and also the feeling that they are being heard and they are being valued, right? And most of the times you will get better ideas than yourself. So as we progress along our career, so we have to take ownership and responsibility for our work which we are doing, and also the resources which whom we are supervising. So it's at the start of the career, it's very easy, you are on your own, and your decision cannot really impact directly the lives of the other people. But as you progress along your career, your decisions actually can have significant impact on the other resources, especially the ones which are working with you, right? So we have to clean our own mess, right? We have to take the ownership. So that's what the beauty of the leadership is, that and according to Simon Sinek, what he says is so when it's time to time for the credit, you have to give it, and when it's time for the mess up or the ownership or the responsibility why that thing goes wrong, you have to take that accountability as the manager or as the leader. So that's leadership, and that sucks, right? And it's difficult if you want to do it the right way. So another thing which I think is, or what I've observed is that I think I've already talked about it a bit. So we have to give respect. So we will be, especially when you are working in a multinational organization, you will find people with really diverse backgrounds and diverse countries, languages. So you have to give respect to others, right? It's really important if you want to really make a progress in your career. What I've observed is that people forget from where they actually started and how many people have helped them to achieve uh, the position or the journey or the achievements they have done within their career. So most of the time there are different peoples involved. They have helped us. Without them, we might not be able to progress. We might not be able to achieve the statuses or uh, the progression which we have achieved now, or by ourselves. It would have been really difficult. But because of them, we were able to manage. We were able to manage those things and progress quickly. Otherwise, it would have taken us, let's assume, 5 years to achieve that our goal. And with their help, we might be able, or we have been able to achieve our goal, almost reduce it to half in some certain cases. So you should be respectful to others, give them the due respect they deserve. That will really help you. I can tell you, I've faced severe consequences because of that, and I am talking to you based on my experience of my life. So you should really adapt these traits. They are very important, especially when you are working in large organizations.